Hi, welcome. My name is Angelina, and today we're going to be taking a look into SSERAFIM's performances because not only did they wow everyone with one of these performances of Fearless, where it is so raw, you literally hear their legs hit the fucking ground, but also because I've heard that they've done it again at a recent university performance. So I wanted to take a look at their performances in general, see what kind of trends we can find. Because surely throughout different music shows, you're just gonna have different elements. You're not always going to hear it so crisp and clear. That's so rare. So if you're interested, then please keep on watching. If you like it, I'll turn it into a series. I am planning on doing the, who did and didn't sing live in said award show. So if you liked that series from 2 years ago, I do plan on bringing it back. But if you want me to do groups in particular, I think it could be really interesting. So let's get into this screen recording. So the first performance we're going to look into is this Fearless performance on Music Bank. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 members. Kim Garam's not here. So I don't technically think this is their first ever performance, but we're going to look at it anyways because it's the most iconic, hands down. Did you hear that? Their feet going on the ground and you hear breathing. I honestly thought this performance was so raw that it couldn't be real. Like someone is trolling us and they're actually just lip syncing to this. And I know this sounds so ridiculous, okay? But like I wouldn't put it past K-pop, but I digress. But I'm always skeptical, and throughout these performance quote unquote analysis, I will share with you things that I look out for. So oh, damn. So I always complain that when idols like actually move their bodies during a performance, that we do not hear it reflected in their voices like ever. But this time you could hear her stop her line before she does the she does that, and you can hear the struggle, which I have so much praise. Oh, did you hear that? The voice wavering. I mentioned in another video that if this were a Blackpink performance, that they would have gotten slammed. However, I find like most people praising this. So you never know. Do you think that if this was Blackpink, they would get slammed for it? Because it's obviously not perfect and not super in line with what we're used to in a K-pop context. So let me know your thoughts on that. Damn, she's out of breath. And like, that's the thing. If we heard performances like this, like raw like this, you would hear these things. They're only natural. It doesn't mean they're terrible performers at all. It's just, sometimes you'll hear movement when you're singing, and that's totally fine. Like, one of the critiques that I feel like a lot of people give to these performances is that you hear the backup track and you hear the voices, and I can see how it would be annoying to constantly hear these random breathing sounds while they're not singing at all, which is curious to me. It's curious to me why they wouldn't have muted them during the parts where they're not actually singing, but I don't know. We could hear her stop her line. Stopped right there. That's another thing you're going to hear a lot of if we heard more raw performances, is people just cutting their lines short because either they need to focus on dancing or they need to prioritize they don't have any more breath. So I think it's an interesting performance because I almost feel like like the Music Bank themselves must have had not an issue with their sound or something, but like even in second gen, I don't remember hearing that much breathing. So, and given the fact that I don't think we hear another performance like this like ever again, ever, like this level of raw, I wonder if it was like an issue with Music Bank. But I'm impressed. Like, I haven't seen that in so long. Definitely understand any criticism though. The one thing I would do is just like mute them while they're not singing, because the constant breath sounds is pretty annoying. But moving on. So now we have this Fearless hot debut stage from Countdown, and this one has got a minute. If you're wondering why it was played halfway, because I have all these tabs open and I was like, I am not sitting through a bunch of ads. So I opened them all up. It was like The sound was terrible, but I wanted all the ads to play. And then by the time I got back to pausing some of them didn't have. Who fucking cares? Moving on. Sorry. The world is my oyster. Immediately, we don't hear their legs hitting the ground. Oh, so do you remember in the last performance? Who was it? Because it obviously wasn't Garam. While while she's doing that move, like you heard her voice waver, and here, perfectly stable. I'm already predicting this is going to be an LAR performance, but we'll keep watching to see. That almost sounds like it would be a case where they're in the studio recording this pre-recorded file and they're doing some dance moves along with it, because it sounds a little like her voice is wavering, but it also, like, the voice you're hearing doesn't match the mouth shapes that she's doing. And before anyone says like that's a stretch, like, idols have come out and said that this is like a standard practice, that they'll jog a bit in the studio to make their pre-recorded vocals sound live. So just a theory. It's just not matching. Do you know what I mean? Like, it always has this feel to it that it sounds live, but it's uncanny almost. And just to show you the real difference, let's go back to the beginning. I know it's going to be two different people singing, but it's the first example I can think of. Night and day, these two performances. So I think we can all agree that this M Countdown one is pre-recorded. Then we have Music Bank. So again, let's do Music Bank again. This one, I do think there's, like, right off the bat some live vocals with a backup track. That's what it sounds like. But if we compare it to the first Music Bank performance, it sounds a lot neater. It sounds a lot smoother. We're hearing, she stopped her line at that part. She doesn't say answer, which she didn't say it in the first Music Bank performance either, but we heard her voice nevertheless, like, struggling. So this is an example of what I think the first performance was supposed to sound like. Like, you have a backup track, you have some live vocals speaking through, but it's a lot cleaner, We could hear her starting her line a little early, which makes a difference with the backup track. Oh, did you hear that? Playback. Pivot. So we're still on the more raw side of a live performance. I would think so, because we're still hearing some quote unquote mistakes or quote unquote things that would make it seem like a live performance that are usually really smoothed out generally. So I still think it's pretty live. Usually when we do hear live performances in K-pop, they're a little bit more polished than this. But I like it. So if we kind of ranked them, actually, the first, Fearless, being the most live and raw. This one being medium live. Like, it's still live, but a little bit more polished. Like, admittedly, we don't hear her too much, but I do believe her voice is there somewhere. Compared to this one, where it seems pretty clearly LAR. So, from Fearless, oh, I forgot we have this live band thing. This I don't even really have a reason to question if it's live or not, because I would hope so. I hope if you're just standing there and singing that it's live. But I do notice for these live concerts, specifically It's Live, like, as a company, not really company, like as a series, the vocals are so incredibly smoothed out that it feels inauthentic in a way. So I just want to take a look quickly. So I still think it's enjoyable. It's just interesting how, on a stage where they're singing, it sounds a lot more live than this type of performance. But anyways, we're going to move on to Impurities. I've never heard this song before, but I found it, so. LAR. I'm just saying it's gonna be LAR. Taste that pink venom, taste that pink venom, taste that pink venom. I'm so sorry for this screenshot. The Kazuha's mouth didn't really match that well. For a live performance, you could expect to hear those differences. So maybe you'll start your line a little bit later, like we mentioned, I think, in the second Music Bank performance. I think it was Kazuha who started her line a little bit early and you heard that. Like it's you'd expect to hear that sometimes, right? But if you're lip syncing, you can't afford to start a bit later, a little bit early, because it's gonna show very obviously. I love Kazuha. She is my bias, though. I do think Chaewon's my bias record. Just watching this, I'm like, damn, I love her. But she really is the perfect telltale sign of when the group is lip syncing. I feel like Chaewon and Sakura have experience lip syncing in Ice One all the time. So I feel like they're better. Well, Chaewon is. I don't know about Sakura, but I feel like Kazuha's mouth shapes often are not matching what is singing if they're lip syncing. I'm kind of liking this song, and I feel more connected to SSERAFIM after this. After just like 27 minutes of watching them, like, should I stand? So now we have intro plus No Celestial from Mnet. Let's just go to the beginning and just skip all that. You're kidding. You're kidding. Why didn't they just use face mics? This is like my favorite thing. I don't know if you guys, I think it's BTS's Airplane, where, you know, they have the head mics, but then they also have like a standing mic, and it's like micception. I think it's LAR again. Like, how ridiculous does that look? I'm sorry. It's just so funny because, like, for the BTS thing, at least it's like old school microphones. But this is like modern microphones that they could have been using. It's so funny to me. Okay, I guess I get why they did it, but I'm still voting pre-recorded LAR. But how addictive, wait. How addictive is her smile? Anyways. She again started the line a little late, so the lip syncing is more obvious. I would vote this as LAR as well. I think I already said that. I don't know, we kept on watching for Taeyeon. Anyway, Chaewon, sorry. Oh, fuck. Off to a rough start with my bias record. Okay, so now I have Blue Flame. Everyone and their mothers have been recommending me Blue Flame. So let's finally check it out. LAR, for sure. No disputing that. Oh, this is an OT6 performance. Not another booty dance. You kidding? I love it. Oh, fun fact. I'm trying to learn how to do that. Got a long way to go, my friends. Couldn't even. I've literally, anytime I have the chance, I'll like lift my. I dropped something. I picked it up with my foot and I put it on the counter. I'm trying. Okay. That jumping is so addictive. We already decided they're lip syncing, but now I'm reacting to the song itself. It's pretty addictive. Genius. Whoever decides to put butt dances into choreographies, chef's kiss, literally. It's just so iconic. I totally understand why this was like such a big B-side. The choreography just feels addictive. I already said that, but do you know Twice's The Feels? That move is so addictive, but this jumping in the song is amazing. I like it. So, moving on, we have another Blue Flame. So let's check out this one. I think it's LAR again. I don't know, is this mean to say? If Garam was still in here, I feel like her and Kazuha would really be the telltales of lip sync, like when they're lip syncing. Yeah, well, it's the chorus, so I don't expect many groups to really even sing during the chorus, because that's when you focus as a group on the choreography. Yeah, I'm gonna maintain LAR. But you can let me know. You can let me know, because like I feel like it super depends, because sometimes it could sound exactly like this, but the idol is like trying to sing anyways. You just can't hear them at all. So you never know. But the vibe is that's the vibe. Okay. Now we're on to these Anti-Fragile performances. I really didn't like Fearless at first, but after listening to it for 40 minutes, it's growing on me. LAR. 1,000%, because we know how Yoonjin, we've heard her, you know, we have that first performance to really be our reference guide, right? Because we know when they do certain movements. As of now, we already know we would have heard some of those movements here and there. But also, I hope this goes to show that, you know, it really does change depending on the music show. And sometimes within the same exact music show, it'll be two completely different performances. Because this is Music Bank, right? And their first Music Bank performance was a Music Bank. Let me double check. Yeah, Music Bank. So, you know, they have a Music Bank performance where they're singing super raw. Then they have one where they're lip syncing. And they have another one where it's like an in between. So there's really no rhyme or reason as far as I can tell. But so this is, I would say, the most classic form of lip syncing. Sounds impeccable, but it's really not that bad to watch though. Because there's just some K-pop groups, like when they're performing, they're lip syncing and they have no stage presence. So it's so painful to watch. I know who you guys are thinking of right now, and I'm thinking of the same group. But their stage presence is pretty good. So I'm like really enjoying watching them, even though it's lip syncing. So, but let's move on. Here we have Anti-Fragile. This is M Countdown. So, oh my god, those outfits. My first impression is LAR again, but it sounds quite different. You know, it's definitely a different step from the last performance we just watched. So let's give it a chance. That's the thing. So I would say it's mostly, it sounds like a pre-recorded song, but somehow I feel like I'm almost hearing some voices peeking through. So I have no doubt that the majority of this, like what we're specifically hearing the most, are pre-recorded vocals. But it's possible to do a stage where the main vocals are pre-recorded, but you have your real voice kind of blending into them sometimes. It's just hard to tell. Like if I can't hear you, I just can't hear you, unfortunately. Therefore, I would consider it a not live performance. If I'm only hearing like little glimpses of your voice and I'm not even sure if that's real, then it's just lip syncing to me. Like gasoline, when she says gasoline, it almost sounds like a voice speaking through. Do you see gasoline fire? And then it kind of, I don't know though. Kyo? Listen. It almost sounds like two voices, but before I go and move on from this, these denim outfits are terrible. But Taewon's outfit, I'll be damned. She's rocking it. I love it. The least amount of denim. So now we have an Anti-Fragile fan cam. This is from university, but it's not the university that's the most recent university performance. So who am I taking? Coffee for You. Let's just read if they don't want anyone to react to this. I don't think so. It's not really saying anything. Cheongnam National University Festival. But this isn't the one that people are praising their live vocals for, like currently. The most recent one. It's hard to hear much of anything because of the crowd, and this is someone's fan cam, so it's much different than a music show that is purposely wanting to format this on YouTube. So I feel like it's LAR. Ooh, but we can kind of hear them. Ooh, yeah, we can hear a little bit. We can hear when she stops. It's still not the most distinguishable, but we can kind of hear it, I think. Yeah, did you hear that? Gasoline on Fire? We could hear her kind of like screaming it. Destiny and Rising, yeah. Who said anti? Wait. Oh. Wait, did she say Tashi? Oh, I love it. I love when K-pop idols do that because it's not super the norm. You know, you don't really hear that in music shows ever. So I love it when they do it in concerts and stuff. Anti-fragile! Oh, I love that. That is so cute. Do it again, please. Do it again. She didn't. Ah! Yes! Oh my god, okay. That was a lot better than I thought, like, initially. Credit to Coffee for You. I don't know if it's okay that I used your fan cam, but moving on. The show. So we have the Anti-Fragile, the show, Anti-Fragile. Okay, we have a couple more. We're gonna go through them briefly because I think I kind of have a picture already of what their performances tend to be. So, LAR. It's very smooth. Who is she though? Who is the blondish girl? Because she stole my heart in the last performance. Moving on, we also have this live performance. Let's just see. So this is Never Breaks, Only My Heart Breaks. Oh, SSERAFIM Never Breaks, Only My Heart Breaks. Let's just see. Sounds pretty similar to the last one. I'm gonna say lip syncing. Yeah, I think. Oh, Yoonjin. So this is what we just. No, this is the new university one where people are like, I don't know which one to watch. So we have Anti-Fragile. And we'll do Anti-Fragile and Fearless because I read one in the comments that Fearless was the most live. The rest of them, the backup track was so loud. So let's do it. Let's start with Fearless. We'll start with Fearless. This is by Sphinx, by the way. Let's just read in case they don't want anyone to use their video. Do not edit. Do not re-upload this video. What do I do? What do I do? Okay, here. What is this? Anti-Fragile. Let's just see. Silken University. Do not edit, upload. Okay. So we have Anti-Fragile here. It doesn't say anything. Daft Ting KK. So SSERAFIM Anti-Fragile 4K at Silken. Okay. I guess, okay, we'll do Anti-Fragile. Oh, Hadi. We heard her a little bit. Okay, this is really bad quality, though. No offense to Daft Ting K. It is pretty bad, like, audio quality, so it's harder to really get a feel for it. That's the thing though, also if you're there in real life you probably would hear it a lot better. I don't know, the only concert I've ever been to, I was in the fucking back. Okay, I was in the back and I couldn't hear shit. I didn't hear one single live vocal, and then looking back on my concert footage, I'm like, oh, I missed that, I missed this, because everyone was too fucking loud. It was so much fun though. The loudness, the crowd was such good energy. I'm not complaining about the crowd. I really want to see Fearless though, because everyone was saying it's the most. We're not going to show your video, okay? I'm sorry, we won't show your video. We'll just listen to it, if that's okay. Sphinx. The audio is so bad here. You can kind of hear her a little bit. Oh, see? The comments said Fearless was the most live, while the other songs were more. The backup track was pretty loud, let's just say. I wish I could have seen like an official video of this. Oh, okay. 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 Now, it's so funny because I went into here thinking that Kazuha was my bias, and then it became Taewon, and now it's Yoonjin. So, I might have to stan. Okay, that was a really fun video. I had a really great time getting to know the Seraphim a little bit better. I learned some of their names thanks to the subtitles, and I do quite like them. I like them. I like their performances. It's, shall we say, okay, so I wouldn't even say, I guess kind of 50-50. There are performances where they do lip sync, there are performances where they don't lip sync, but I think it's a good mix. It's a really good mix because there's some groups whom we're all thinking of where it's just like, I've always lip syncing, and there's never really, I can't confidently say there's ever a group that's like always singing live, because I mean, Bangtan from Stray Kids literally said that sometimes they have to lip sync or use pre-recorded vocals to rest their voice because they're just so busy and all that jazz. So, you know, even groups who are known for live vocals have admitted to lip syncing, and I've seen my own favorite groups who say they constantly sing live lip syncing, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, technically. I mean, I don't think it's inherently a bad thing if you can bring forth these raw performances, these live performances. You know, at the end of the day, it's still like the music industry. Like, K-pop is so much more than just music, but you still should be able to perform these songs live, right? You should have some versatility. So I appreciate the mix of different types of performances. If you like this video and want to see more, please subscribe and let me know what other groups you'd like me to do. Even if they're a really established group, like I'm just thinking, because I can't watch every single performance that a well-established group has done, but I can take little samples and it'll still be pretty reflective of reality. I think that's how science works. But don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. You can also join my channel members by clicking the join button next to the subscribe button. My channel members get the roughly edited video of this, so I don't cut out as much things due to copyright. Maybe a little spicy thing here and there that I said that I'm like, I can't put that in the video. No. So channel members will be getting the more raw version of this video. But that is it. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you guys next time.